High School for a boys basketball rivalry matchup as tonight the Maple Grove Crimson pay a visit here to Osseo. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Bart Iniger. And Bart, great rivalry first and foremost, but also two pretty good basketball teams. Maple Grove's been ranked number 2 most of the year. Osseo was kind of under the radar, but they've come on and played a very strong second half of the season.
Yeah, they've won 8 of their last 9 games, played a 4-point game, which Maple Grove won early in the year, so this should be a great matchup.
Teams getting ready for the postseason too, so it maybe puts a little bit of a different dynamic on this one. You know, you want to be fine-tuning, but at the same time, you know, you don't want to show everything that's in the cards as well.
Yeah, definitely, and you certainly don't want to get anybody else injured either. So I think both teams are going to probably play a little bit conservatively, maybe try a few things here or there just to sharpen some things up for playoffs.
This game was supposed to be played last Friday night, but they kind of jumped the gun and postponed based on the prospect of having a lot of snow, which didn't materialize, of course. And so these teams are kind of having a busy final week of the regular season. Let's talk about key players in tonight's game. Going to go off the beaten path a little bit, especially for Maple Grove. They've got 2 Mr. Basketball finalists in Brad Davison and Taiwan Pickford, but they also need more help beyond those two. And one of the guys who's capable of getting hot is Bubba Horton, Charlie Horton.
Yeah, nice solid kid, 6'3", about 190 pounds, averages about 8-9 points a game at the wing. Really can step up and hit big shots when Davison and Pickford are being doubled, tripled.
I think it'll be important for them, especially when they get in deep into the playoffs, to have, you know, a third option. Jack Hutchison, another guy who can shoot the ball well for them. And for Osseo, a guy who's done a nice job throughout his career, good football player too, Marmar Hughes for the Orioles at guard.
Yeah, 5'11" kid, nice, quick, gets in the lane, can dish, and he can shoot it some too. And again, when Tyson's getting double teamed, he can be the guy that can step up for them.
Osseo has 2 twin brothers, the Bezdacheks. Unfortunately, one of them is out injured, and we will not be seeing both of them in action tonight, which obviously does not help their cause.
No, you don't. Like we talked about, you don't want to be injured at this time of the year, and with him out, they're going to really have to have other guys step up and get into different roles than they have been during the season.
John Bezdachek will be in the lineup, his brother Matt out with a broken hand. We'll see who'll come out on top in this rivalry game here late in the regular season as we near March. It's Maple Grove and Osseo boys basketball, and it's next on CCX Sports.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back here to Osseo High School. It is a Monday night instead of a Friday, but we've still got a pretty nice crowd on hand filing in as these teams, you know, whenever they get together in any sport. But let's be honest, it's become kind of a very strong basketball area right now for both of these, and they definitely want to beat each other. So a lot of kids here, they're waiting for the bleachers on the far side to be pulled down after a lower level game and made a mad dash to get their prime spots.
Yeah, this is great atmosphere for basketball and the roll right into playoffs.
These teams the last couple of years have not been in the same section anymore. Maple Grove in Section 8 with the more northwestern, area teams. So they will not be facing Osseo in the section tournament. Osseo, of course, would have to get through potentially Champlain Park and also Park Center. A little bit more difficult path, I think, would be fair to say for them in Section 5 rather than what Maple Grove will face in Section 8. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with our starting lineups here at Osseo.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Welcome back here to Osseo as we get set for tip-off. The starting lineup's about to be introduced to our crowd here at this one. It's been a pretty steady starting lineup for Maple Grove, knock on wood, but haven't had a lot of changes because of injury or anything. Meanwhile, Osseo has had to have that one big change. Here's a look at the lineup for the Crimson. Ryan Bredensteiner, Bubba Horton on the wings, Jack Hutchison, Taiwan Pickford, and Brad Davison at the guards. Generally a pretty small lineup. They've got a couple bigger guys on their bench that they can bring in if needed. And for Osseo, John Bezdicek, Marmar Hughes, Alex Sinnen is their big man in the middle, Zach Tyson, the sharpshooter, and Maurice Nelson. And again, they are without the services of Matt Bezdicek this evening. So these teams know each other very well, and I think, you want to be hyped up, but at the same time not let emotion play too much into what you do out here.
Right, there's no question about that. You got two teams that are fairly evenly matched, and you want to go into it working on the things that you want to get accomplished going into sections. And there's some things riding on these games for sections and conferences, but you want to keep the emotions in check and just be ready to play basketball.
Courtesy of Armstrong's lost Elk River, Maple Grove now a half-game lead in the West Division of the Northwest Suburban. And they did beat the Falcons a couple of times already as well. And Osseo, potentially could be big for them. Looking at right now, possibly, battling Park Center for that 2-3 seed spot. A win here would be huge in that regard, I would think.
Yeah, I think that would be one of the things that would maybe help them propel them into that second seed. And obviously, with the seeding, 2 is going to be playing 3 in the semis if they both win anyway. But you always want to make sure that you're, got some momentum going into the tournament, and this would be a big momentum boost for Osseo.
And of course, Osseo did get a sweep against a very good Maple Grove team a year ago. And that still sticks in the Maple Grove guys' craw a little bit here, I think, too. They're very much a senior team. They're going to graduate really pretty much everybody who plays, and so these guys want to go out on a high note.
Absolutely. They've had an excellent season, and they want to make sure that they finish that really strong.
Coach Schroeder reminding me, though, that they are 0-2 on on our channel this year, which is hard to believe considering they're 21-2 overall, but that is indeed the case. Pickford and Sinan will jump it up to begin our contest here. And Pickford gets up quick to get it to Horton and now hands it over to Brad Davison, the Wisconsin signee and Mr. Basketball finalist, a top 10 finalist along with Tywan Pickford for this Maple Grove team. Hutchison popping free and in and out. Horton grabs the rebound and putback is good.
Yeah, right off the bat, nice rebound by Horton. Snuck in there, nobody boxed him out, and an easy finish on the offensive rebound.
Quick foul, though, on Horton at the other end as he tried to deny that entry pass to Maurice Nelson and picks up the foul. There's a look at Nick Schroeder, the Crimson head coach. They knew this was going to be potentially a special year. It's shaping up that way so far. Losses just to Park Center and to Champlin Park. Bezdicek getting a high screen here. Here's Tyson with Hutchison up on him. Hughes and Horton are matched up to begin the game. Tyson looking inside to Nelson. And he is bumped, and that's going to be two quick ones on Bubba Horton. So not what Maple Grove wanted as they get two early fouls on one of their key guys.
Osseo right off the bat making a concerted effort to get that ball inside, looking for mismatches, any switches that they can take advantage of right off from the start of the game.
There's a look at Coach Tyson, 15th season now, as that one rolls in. Nelson has his first points of the game. And Horton will indeed sit down. Noah Champion coming in here for the Crimson. Second free throw upcoming for Nelson, and it is good. So 2-2 score here as Maple Grove will bring it up now. Davison defended by Hughes. Davison had to reach out for that pass. Gets a screen, they switch back nicely. Pickford with Bezdicek on him. That'll be an interesting matchup.
Both teams play very aggressive man-to-man. They will get up in you, make it very difficult for any ball movement.
There is Davison squaring up and hitting it. That's the thing that you kind of forget at first. He's listed at 6'4", so he can rise up and shoot the ball, even though, you know, with the defender there. Tyson falls, but gets the pass away to Nelson. Bezdicek spinning away from the screen, gets it to Sinan, and he hammers it home.
Great execution on the ball screen. Sinan made a nice screen, slipped into that open area, got the pass and the easy dunk.
Here's Pickford attacking, left it a little short. Sinan the rebound. Osseo a chance to go in front here. Hughes is going to stop and fire. It's hard off the glass. Bezdicek, though, a nice rebound. Hughes. And we'll get an offensive foul call on Hughes.
When you talk about Davison, you talk about the scoring, the assists, the rebounds, but one of the things that he is very, very good at is just reading situations on the defensive end, getting a quick steal, getting an offensive foul. Just does a great job of anticipating.
Pickford gets it to Davison out on the wing. Hutchison dropping it off to Bredensteiner, and his jumper is good. And that time they had Pickford bringing the ball up, which I've seen a little bit more of recently from Maple Grove. Give Davison a little bit of a break, but you also get him into a spot as a scorer where he can come off a screen. Obviously, he's a great scorer as well as passer. There's Tyson, three from the corner.
Tyson does not need much room. He got a nice little pin down over there in the corner and got enough space to get that shot off and a nice quick release.
Tied up at 7 as Davison driving it now to Pickford, and Nelson got a piece of it, and it goes off of Pickford. Just enough of that one to deflect the pass and make it a tough one to catch as you get a look at Zach Tyson letting it go from the corner.
Yeah, just nice screen by Sinan over there in the corner, and just enough for Tyson to flare to the baseline corner and get that shot off.
Here's a lob, and that one picked off by Davison, helping from the weak side. Pickford to the corner. Hutchison is alone, a three, but it's short. And Sinan there for the board. Bezdicek off his leg. Davison came over and pressured him enough and ended up losing it off his leg. So the Crimson looking to retake the lead. Bredensteiner coming out to get it. Baseline drive. Champion couldn't quite finish. Gets it back himself. No good. And Tyson boards it. Tyson looking to attack. Misses. Nelson is there though. Nelson misses. And Bredensteiner the rebound for the Crimson. Davison, nice feed. Oh, and Champion had it denied by Sinan.
With some great individual defensive plays here to start the game.
Sinan with it at the high post. He'll whip it down to Bezdicek. Shot fake goes into the glass, no good. Bounced around off a couple people. Winds up with Sinan, and he'll dunk another.
Boy, nice recognition there. Got a loose ball out the top of the key. Made a little fake and had the Waters part right down the lane. Easy dunk.
Hutchison fouled as he went up. Tyson thought he had measured that one well and got ball, but instead will be called for the foul.
Yeah, Davison went for that loose ball. Sinan got it. Nobody could step in quick enough as he came right down the lane for the easy one.
So Hutchison to the line for a pair here, and he hits his first point. Jazz Booker, number 25, will come in. Sinan gets a good hand. This is probably one of the better starts to the game that he's had for the Orioles this year. Good shot block, couple of dunks, kind of everything you'd want your post player to do. Hutchison knocks down a pair for the Crimson, and they tie things up at 9. Hughes now defended by Gare Iwafata, who's in there, number 2 for the Crimson. Bezdicek looking to the bench for this set. To Tyson, and we're going to get a foul call on Hutchison. He came over the top of that screen and I think was trying to sell it that he was knocked down. Let's see what they, could have easily gone the other way, I think, too. And that's exactly what Nick Schroeder's saying right now to the official.
It's one of those, just let him play on. I don't think there was anything harmed in that one.
But I'm going to say that was a good call because that's an old friend of mine, John McLean, working the game. Those Elk River guys get things right.
There you go, that's right.
Bezdicek, well defended by Pickford, but he keeps the dribble alive. Oh, he walked. Yep, that pivot foot came up. It was a good fake, but he just couldn't hold that pivot foot down.
You alluded to the fact that Maple Grove, not real big size-wise, but one of the things that is a plus for that, they can switch just about everything, and that can really cause a lot of havoc on the defensive end, on the offensive end for Osseo.
Davison had it stripped on the way up, and then it hit him, so it will be Osseo basketball. Subbing in for the Orioles, Keyshawn Sutton, number 5, will check in.
So if Osseo can take advantage of some of those switches, get some inside looks, maybe get some posts, guards, and take advantage of that, that might be a big factor in this game.
Tyson thought about the shot, now goes up, and it's going to be an offensive foul on Tyson. Iwafata did a nice job of standing his ground And Tyson will pick up his second foul. We saw early that, obviously Horton getting 2 quick ones. Tyson, this one maybe would be even more of a problem for Osseo. He's their leading scorer.
Yeah, that's a huge loss, but they elect to leave him in right now.
Davison now posting up. Rafata gives it to Bredensteiner. Oh, a near steal there. Hutchison will step into it and is short with that shot. Just grazed the rim. Hughes with Bredensteiner defending him. And Iwafata will get the steal. Iwafata to the hoop. Layup is good. First bench points for either team right there. Gare Iwafata puts Maple Grove back in front by 2. Down low it goes to Booker, and the layup is good. Bredensteiner thought he was pushed there, but you got to play on. Pickford giving it back, or getting it, I should say, from the feed there and misses it. Sutton back the other way now for Osseo. Across to Booker, and the layup is good. They gambled for the steal, almost got it, but instead it's a layup. Davison will pull up. That one is short. Sutton the rebound. Hughes open, lays it off, and Nelson finishes, and Maple Grove's going to take a timeout. Boy, Hughes looked up, and there was really nobody defending him, and then he went hard to the hoop and spotted Nelson all alone as Maple Grove a little bit of a lapse. 15-11 Orioles.
Yeah, just some great passing here. Couldn't quite get the steal, but he makes a nice little spin move there. And then, yeah, like you said, no one picked him up. A little 2-on-1, nice dish and good finish. Nice run here for Osseo. And Coach Schroeder doesn't want to let things get out of hand early, so he takes a quick timeout.
I think sometimes you see that, before the game, you're all concentrating on who your assignment is, and then there's substitutions made. And sometimes there can be that little lapse, and that's what happened right there. It looked like nobody really stepped up to say, I've got 12, with Hughes handling the ball there.
It's amazing. We revert back to like 3rd grade basketball. I got him, and just that communication piece. And I know both coaches stress it day in and day out. You got to communicate when you're out there on the court.
Yeah, and usually when you're checking in for somebody, that's the time you kind of just reiterate, okay, who's got who here. Emmett Page checks in, a junior, number 20 for Osseo. Davison will bring it up, his team down by 4. They're looking to get a season sweep of the Orioles, but it will not be easy here on Osceo's home court. Entry pass denied there. It will stay with Maple Grove.
You can see Osseo doing what a lot of teams do with Davison. They mix up who's guarding him, try and get a physical guy, try and get a quick guy. Just try and wear him down the best you can.
In and out for Hutchison there, and Osseo into the front court with Page, giving it now to Sinnen, who is back in there after a little rest after a very good start to this game. Page keeps it alive down the baseline. Looked like he was in a lot of traffic. Or now he gets the rebound back and will score.
Another, one of those small things that makes a big difference. Sinnen just got a hand on it to tip it right out, and they got the layup out of it.
Davison to Pickford, and he was fouled and will head to the free throw line. Sinnen will pick up his first. Osseo thought he had a lot of basketball there, but got a little bit of arm, it looks like, as well. So Pickford will head to the line and way short with that one. He has yet to score a point here tonight. Going to bring Horton back in. Zion Allen comes back in as well for Maple Grove. So Horton got those 2 quick fouls. Pickford gets a little more knee bend in the second one and makes it, so 1 out of 2 there, and it's a 5-point Osseo lead. Davison jumping out, nearly had the steal. Drive and dish. Davison got a piece of it, and here comes Allen to lead the break the other way. To Pickford, layup is good.
Best way to get on track. Get a nice little easy layup. Get you rolling.
Inside to Booker, and we get a hold call on that entry pass. It's going to be, I believe, on Davison.
Yeah, he's tough to stop in transition. Boy, he's at 6'5", very athletic, great jumper, quick.
Did another foul away from the ball. This time it's going to be on Osseo, an illegal screen set by Page. Confessed to not really seeing where that one happened. It definitely was away from the ball.
Trying to run a little double staggered screen for Tyson coming out of the out of bounds, and got a little too much movement there.
Allen is left open in the corner. It won't go, and Sinan a rebound for the Orioles. Sinan is going to launch from long distance. No good. There's Bezdicek with the rebound. That's no good. And then we get a foul on Osseo on the rebound coming over the back. It's going to be on Bezdicek. It is the first on Bezdicek, number 6 on the Orioles. So Maple Grove will be shooting from here on out. Crimson have committed 4 fouls. Davison into the lane, turns, gets it underneath to Allen. A nice move, no good, but he was fouled. As Booker maybe saved a layup there, but it'll send him to the free throw line. Nice pass and a nice fake too by Allen. He realizes, you know, he's not the biggest guy in there, but got himself free for the layup and took a lot of contact to make him not make that field goal as Allen misses.
Well, that's the nice thing for players like Allen and Horton and your role player, so to speak, is that Davison and Pickford just draw such a crowd that if they just keep moving, they're going to find openings and they're going to get you the ball. Davison and Pickford can pass as well as anybody, and you find an opening, they'll hit you.
Allen gets 1 out of 2 there. So Osseo's lead trimmed to 2. They've had a bit of a drought here. They were up 17-11. Page driving to the baseline and lost it. A little too much dribble in the Osseo offense. He's got some of these recent possessions here. Jack Hansen, number 51, will come in here for Maple Grove. Davison fires wide left with that one. Hansen had his hands on it. Davison gets it over to Pickford, but he missed the dunk. Crimson will get it back though. Horton. Allen will give it right back to Brad Davison, looking to attack on the drive, and it'll be an offensive.
No, he counted it.
Oh, he counted the
Yeah.
bucket. All right, I thought he was signaling an offensive foul there, but instead it'll be a count the basket, and Bezdicek will be called for the foul, his second.
Yeah, it looked like the ref had called a charge, but it was the waiting for the basket to go in for the end one.
So tied up at 17, and Davison a chance to give his team the lead. And no good. Sinan with another rebound. He's been strong on the board. So We stay tied up at 17 as Zach Tyson brings it to the front court here for the Orioles. And away from the ball, we are going to get Zion Allen for a hold. You're seeing the guys, I don't know, it's kind of a macho thing or whatever, like, I'm not going to be screened, I'm going to push through it. And sometimes, you know, both teams have been a little bit guilty of that. You're playing physical, but and Bezdicek goes down, and play goes on. Here is Hughes. Travel. Hutchison will come back in. Another look as they just clip the foot of Hansen on the way by there. That's a tough one. Davison walking it up. Hughes back on him now as he was to start the ball game. Whips it down low. Hansen at the baseline, shoveling it back and off the glass, but no good there for Allen. And Tyson will run it down here for the Orioles. Back to Tyson, being hounded by Allen, and Allen got his hands on him and will be called for the personal. His second.
They're really trying to be physical with Tyson, and Coach Tyson has been on the refs asking for that in the last 2 times down. For the last couple times down, they've gotten that call.
Obviously, the reputation is that he's a shooter that you want to crowd and make him put it on the floor, and that's what Maple Grove is doing, but Allen just got a little bit too much of a push into him. Sinan dumping it down low, and there's Nelson posting up strong. Finishes it nicely in the lane. 19-17 as Osseo goes back in front. Davison got a screen, stops and drills it. His third bucket of the night. He has 7 points, and we're even at 19. Tyson across to Nelson. Boy, they're just battling inside, and they're going to call that one against Hansen of Maple Grove, trying to deny Sinan the position there. You know, and if you're watching the game, you might say, why all the whistles? But we're seeing it down here from close, and I think most of them have been calls that need to be made. They're just being really physical.
Well, like we alluded to, that, you know, both teams aggressive man-to-man, and that's what you're seeing, and the refs are trying to make sure that they, you know, clean it up and make sure that nobody gets an advantage out of it.
Sinan makes the first free throw here for the Orioles as they go back in front. And he makes a pair. He has 6 points for Osseo. And they lead by 2 here as we tick down to 5 minutes to play in this opening half. Final week of the regular season here for both teams. Davison driving over to the corner, Pickford, and that's good for 3. Good vision by Davison. He knew right where his guy would be.
Well, enough time for Pickford to just get his feet set. Nice step into that easy shot for him.
Get a foul away from the ball again. This one's going to be on Bredensteiner, trying to deny position inside.
Oh, high post ball screen. Davison draws 3 guys, and Pickford just nice smooth stroke and able to knock it down easy.
I think that's part of Taiwan's game that's really improved. He's always been, you know, a scorer, a guy who can make baskets, but now he's just gotten a lot more consistent with the 3-point shot and just jump shots in general. Nelson short with that free throw. Now Davison stops and fires. No good there. Pickford climbing the ladder for the rebound, and then lost it. So Hughes to the front court here with his team down by 1. Nelson to Sinan, and he's fouled by Hansen and will go to the line. Second foul on Hansen. Nice action there to free him up on that screen and then dive down the lane.
Yeah, just nice little cut down there. Good entry pass, and Sinan able to draw the foul, miss the first free throw.
Sinan looking to tie it up, and he does as he gets the second one to drop. So 22-22. That was the 9th team foul on Maple Grove, by the way, so Osseo will shoot 2 on each foul from here on. Here's Pickford shooting. No good, and Hughes grabs it. Bezdicek back out to Sinan. Tyson giving it up to Hughes, driving and no good with the finger roll. Hansen boards it. Davison with the drive, he scores, and a foul.
Just so strong. I mean, he gets in there and he gets bumped, he gets pushed, and he still is able to finish.
I believe this foul was on Sinan. They put 34 on the board, which I don't think they have one out there. Yeah, it is going to be on Sinan, so his second. Nobody has 3 fouls yet, but a lot of guys have 2. Davison, rare struggles at the line. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Sinan giving it back to Tyson here. Orioles down by a pair. Nelson comes out to get it. Now back cut by Hughes. And he finishes strong up and over Pickford.
Big steal for Osseo.
And Hughes will give it over to Bezdicek for the layup. So both of those guys get their first buckets of the night, and it puts Osseo back in front, 26-24.
Yeah, great anticipation by Bezdicek. Just stepped in there. Maple Grove trying to get a quick transition, and he got that steal.
Beautiful spin move by Davison, and stops and hits a 2-pointer there to even things up again. Tyson with it out on the wing. Davison has switched on to Sinan now defending their center. Nelson kicks it around for Hughes. That's too long. Davison rips it away from Sinan. Davison with the drive. And what do we see here? Officials are going to confer. Offensive foul on Davison. That'll be his second.
Tries to go the Euro step there, and Bezdicek just holding his ground.
So Bezdicek, Sinan, and Tyson all have 2 for Osseo. Now Horton, Davison, Allen, and Hansen all have 2 for Maple Grove. So it'll be something to keep an eye on, but not terribly unusual. And you're going to see that, and that's where your depth gets tested a little bit too. Back to Page. The lefty shoots it up no good. Bredensteiner rebounds. He's fouled by Sutton. And so Bredensteiner will head to the free throw line as he got a nice block out there.
Well, both teams about 7-8 deep typically.
And that's getting tested here in the early parts of this first half, or the late parts of this first half.
Bredensteiner hits it there. Iwafada coming back into the lineup here for Maple Grove. And second one is good as well as Bredensteiner makes a pair. He has 4 points. 2-point lead here for Maple Grove as we go down to 1:40 to play first half. Oops, they tried to fake the back cut and the passer didn't know he was faking, and Crimson will end up with the steal. See Maple Grove, a rare time with Davison not out on the court. Iwafada, step back jumper, no good. Orioles look to push it. Sutton had trouble with the handle. He ends up traveling. It just didn't come smooth as he tried to make that catch. And a lot of times when it looks awkward, you're definitely going to get called.
Well, and I think he was a little in that indecisive zone where he had the three possibly, and then defender came out on him, and then he wanted to put it on the floor and blow by him, but just wasn't able to handle it.
A minute to go first half. Maple Grove looking like they're spreading it out a little bit. Maybe thinking of holding for one unless they get something that's too good to pass up. Run a little bit of clock here and maybe hopefully go into the halftime with the lead is what the thinking is. Under 25 to go now as Hutchison. Here's Pickford. Horton comes out to get it. Now under 10, and Bredensteiner lets it rip, and he hits the three. Wow. Don't think that's what they held it to set up, really, but he's able to get it to go. Tyson shot partially blocked, and we have reached halftime here. And it is Maple Grove leading at 31-26. We'll take a timeout and come back with more here from Osseo.
We'll send it over to Jay, who's standing by with Coach Schroeder.
Welcome back here to Osseo. Maple Grove holding the lead at halftime, but it's a close one. Nick Schroeder, Crimson head coach, what did you like about that first half for your team?
It was kind of a weird first half. It wasn't a lot of rhythm on both ends, I think. Offense is a little tight, I think. The refs are calling it pretty tight. Hoping to get some better rhythm in the second half.
Yeah, they definitely have called things tight. Both teams kind of playing physical. How do you adjust to that in the second half?
Well, you just have to adapt to the officials. They're calling one hand on, so we got to take that hand off. It's simple. Right now, I don't like how we're guarding the post, so we're going to talk about that at halftime and hopefully remedy that a little bit.
Thanks for joining us, Nick. Good luck second half. Nick Schroeder, the head coach of the Crimson, is his team in the lead here at halftime, but Osseo's playing them very tough. We'll have our first half highlights and then come back and hear from Coach Tyson from Osseo in just a moment.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
Back here to Osseo, we are at halftime of the Crimson Orioles battle here in boys hoops. 31-26 Maple Grove, our halftime score, as we'll check out some highlights from this first half. And I would agree with Coach Schroeder, and not a great rhythm to the game overall. A lot of fouls in that first half. There's Brad Davison knocking down an early three-pointer to help get the Crimson out to a good start. Great spin move here by Bezdicek. Feeds it over, and Alex Sinnen with the flush for Osseo. I thought he played a nice first half for them. Here's Hutchison driving, dishing. Ryan Bredensteiner was ready and buried it. Here's Sinnen. The lane kind of opens up, and he says, you know what? I'm going to go all the way until they stop me, and he's able to dunk it home for his second bucket. And a steal here by Iwafata. Takes it all the way and gets the layup here for the Crimson. That was their only basket off the bench. And here's Booker finishing for the layup. This was that little spurt that put Osseo in the lead. I think they went up by as much as 6. And then Hughes dishing over to Nelson. That was a good sequence for the Orioles. They kind of stagnated offensively really after that point. Zion Allen leading the break here, goes over to Pickford on the right side, and his layup is good. And it's Davison getting a big-time screen there and stops and pops and buries it. And then the return after that steal, Hughes giving it right back to Bezdicek as Osseo converted 2 quick hoops in a row there. And here's Bredensteiner at the end. They were running the clock down and maybe fired that one up sooner than they needed to, but it counted a nice hoop there. Davison has 11, Bredensteiner with 7 with that hoop, and Pickford with 6. Sinnen leading the way for Osseo with 7 points, and Nelson with 6. Booker 4, conspicuously absent from that list. Zach Tyson, who has just 3 points. He is the leading scorer for Osseo, but they've been D'ing him up hard. We'll take a break. We will come back with more here. We'll hear from Coach Tyson and then head into our second half of basketball here on CCX Sports.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
We played 16 minutes of good basketball, and then the last 2 minutes we kind of let things get, slip by us. We went away from our game plan. We wanted to get the ball inside, and I thought we were very effective getting that ball inside. And then for some reason, our guards chose not to get the ball inside, and we had 14 turnovers. We got nervous, we got excited, and ultimately that hurt us down the stretch. But, it's only 5 points. A lot can happen in the second half.
How'd you feel about the way your defense played?
I thought our defense was very good. I thought our defense was pretty productive. We contained Brad to 11, a lot on free throws. Pickford had 6. Again, we got to stop the big 2.
Thanks, Tim. Good luck second half.
Appreciate it.
Tim Tyson, the Osseo head coach. We'll throw it back over to Bart, and I'll rejoin you in just a moment.
So we're back here, 5-point lead for Maple Grove to start the second half. Like Coach Tyson said, he was really happy with the defensive effort in the first half, and they got to do continue to do a good job on Davison and Pickford and not let them go wild. And offensively, they got to continue to get that ball inside, like he alluded to. He 14 turnovers, and what was the most effective was them getting the ball inside right from the start. And then they went away from it, and that's when you talked about them getting stagnant and ball wasn't moving, and therefore they weren't getting some good looks.
I think both teams got a little bit hesitant too when they were picking up so many fouls, whether it be posting up too hard or defending the post too hard, and kind of left them a little bit unsure of just how hard they should be going in there. Osseo basketball here. Bez to check over to Nelson, whipping it inside, but Davison jumps in front and steals it. Kicks it to Hutchison, right wing, and that one is short. Horton able to save it, but Bez to check out of there with it.
So Osseo coming right out of the break, going inside to Sinan, just not a great pass that got picked off, but you can see that they're going to try and get that ball inside. Davison with 2 fouls on Sinan inside, maybe try and get him to pick up a cheap one.
Hughes, little step back on the baseline, and that is good. Nice jumper there for Marmar Hughes, his second bucket. Three-point game. Bredensteiner over to Pickford. Drives and hits. Tough shot. They dump it inside, and here's Nelson with that jump hook. No good. He gets it right back, though, and finishes. Went right after it. Go back to a three-point game here. Crimson 33-30. Pickford to Hutchison, cutting free at the top now. Bredensteiner. Pickford driving it down the middle off the glass and good. Looks like he's made a concerted effort to get more involved here early second half. You know, their game about a week ago against Armstrong was kind of the same way. He didn't notice Pickford all that much in the first half, and then in the second he just kind of took over.
Yeah, very quiet first half for him, but came out real aggressive here in the second half.
Offensive foul on Tyson as he lowered the shoulder into Hutchison. That'll be the third on Zach Tyson. They've been getting up and being aggressive with him, but I thought that was a pretty good call. He led with the shoulder. Neither team really conceding very many passes on the wing or anything. Stopping and popping is Davison, but that one was short. Pickford went for the steal, didn't get it. Here's Sinan again, and he'll drop this one in. He has 9 for the Orioles. Three-point game again. Pickford on the move, and Sinan swats it. Now Tyson, and Hutchison grabs him. This could be an intentional foul, perhaps.
Well, you see there Pickford on the other end, making that, going hard to the basket, trying to attack, get in attack mode, and then Sinan, nice job of getting a hand up and deflecting that shot.
Well, Hutchison didn't want to give up the layup, and he doesn't give up free throws either. There's going to be a foul call on Horton, although I thought he might have been a little lucky that they didn't call that one intentional foul. It wasn't anything flagrant, but he definitely grabbed him on purpose. Third foul on Horton, and Hughes will head to the free throw line. And that one is short. One more coming here for Hughes. And no good on the second. Nelson kept it alive though to Sinan, back to Hughes, and the layup is good. So he winds up with 2 points out of it anyway. Maple Grove's lead down to 1. Davison stops and fires and knocks it down. He's kind of a rally killer for other teams, isn't he? I mean, he seems like he's able to do that. And so a 37-34 lead here for Maple Grove.
Yeah, he did that one other time in that first half too, where Osseo was making a run and he was able to step in and hit a big shot.
Bezdicek knocks down a 3, and we are even up at 37. Horton thought about it, and Bezdicek getting a piece of that one and trying to track it down into the Maple Grove bench there. Uafata coming in. There's a look at Davison. Will stop and pop, and then the other end, Bezdicek out to the wing and confidently shooting that 3. Davison doing a lot of posting up in this game. They haven't really been able to utilize him in there too much. Now he gets it. Backing Tyson down. Shovels it over to Bredensteiner from 15. No good. And Nelson grabs the rebound. Tyson getting the handoff. On the move, little runner is good. And that's something that he's been able to add to his game as people try and chase him off the three-point line.
Yeah, good little in and out. Tough runner going against the grain. Going left and shooting that back with the right hand.
And they're going to call that a kick ball, I believe. Davison trying to feed a backdoor cut there, and it hit a foot. Osseo felt it was just inadvertent that he threw it into my foot, not I kicked it, but
yeah, they're right.
Point. Back out to Pickford. Osseo leading by 2. Brad Davison for the lead, and that's money. Davison knocking it down.
It would be interesting to see a stat when they're down by 1 or 2, how many big shots he's hit like that. I gotta imagine it's a ton.
Bezdicek, shot fake, and he traveled. He got Iwafata up, and he wanted to draw the foul, but he got a little impatient with the footing, it looked like. There's a look at Davison's catching and shooting. Well, we talked about with Pickford. I think the same could be said for Davison. Always been a great ball handler, always been a great passer, always been a good scorer, but I think he's become a little more automatic with his jump shot as well. Pull up here, and it's good.
And I like the way he just, he catches that ball, no hurry, waits for the screen to get there, comes off that screen, under control, up and down, just smooth.
Get a foul away from the ball here going against Sinan of Osseo. Be his third. So the Crimson up by 3 now as they get to the front court. Davison and bounces around and out. And I think it'll stay with Maple Grove. That one looked like it had a chance as it spun around. Little heat check here.
Yeah, the only thing it didn't do was go down.
Davison driving and kicks to Hutchison. That's short. Sinan the rebound. Bezdicek looking to turn the corner. He slipped. And no good, and then Bredensteiner rebounds. Here comes Davison, giving it up to Pickford, and no good, as Bezdicek got back into challenge. Bezdicek shooting a 3, and that's short. And then Davison tore it away from his teammate there. Behind the back, whipping it over. Here is Pickford, this time able to finish and one. Nelson will pick up the foul. Wild scramble play here. Davison, the little Harlem Globetrotters there, gets back up behind the back. Finding Pickford. He wanted to dunk this one, but his arm got hit, but he still finished.
Well, they talk about a game of momentum. Bezdicek had the 3. Looked like it was going to go down. Maple Grove gets the ball, and they... big play by Davison, nice pass. They don't get the N1, but they get a big momentum change.
5-point lead. Bredensteiner got a piece of the pass, and here comes Davison. He'll give it to Hutchison, left wing, and that one is good for 3. And Maple Grove all over him right now. Osseo will take a timeout. Biggest lead here as the Crimson go up 8.
Well, I know we sing the praises of Davison a lot, but this is a great play right here. He could have taken that 3, but knows that he's got somebody on the wing that's able to just gather themselves, spot up, catch it in rhythm. Great pass, great decision. Puts them up by 8.
And you know what? I think Hutchison has struggled a little bit. I kind of feel like Davison might have said, I want to get him going. We need Jack to get going, and gave that ball up for that reason as well.
Well, and he's that type of player, smart enough to know, we're going to need these guys here these next couple weeks to step up. So I can see that being a factor in his mind.
Well, we'll see how Osseo responds to probably their toughest stretch of the game so far, as they've fallen down now by 8. Tyson with 3 fouls has 5 points. Hughes getting them into their offense. Bezdicek looking inside. Nelson wants that ball, spins and scores. Boy, he is tough to stop in there. He's deceptively strong, and he just gets great position. 6-point game.
And not only that, he's doing it against Davison, who's a big, strong kid himself.
Pickford will give it to Bredensteiner. Now Davison. Fata gives it right back to Brad. Patient possession here for Maple Grove as they run through their set. Davison to the baseline. Back to Bredensteiner, contested jumper, and he hits. Nelson got out to him pretty nicely there, but he still knocked it down.
Well, and what a great possession for Maple Grove. Just patient, taking the time, getting a good look at the elbow jumper.
Back to an 8-point game. We get a foul on Davison as he and Bezdacek were really battling. Third foul on Brad Davison. There's where you can run into a little bit of trouble with having him guard post players, is that they're going to be battling back and forth, and you might pick up a foul or two that way. They go to Nelson against Bredensteiner, and another foul call. Bredensteiner will pick up his second. Hughes will inbound here for Osseo. Tyson coming out to get it. Little baseline pull-up was short. Nelson wins the race for the rebound. Inside they go to Nelson, but blocked by Fata. However, they get it back, and Page finishes. Nice weak side block there, but Osseo didn't panic and just calmly convert it. Pickford on the drive, kicks it across. Hutchinson faked the shot, drives, missed. Tip no good, and then it goes out of bounds off of Nelson's shoulder. It looked like it will be a Crimson ball. Bubba Horton will come back in. He's been kind of saddled by foul trouble tonight. We haven't really seen much of him, it feels like. Fata will check out. Davison catches and fires. No good on that one. Bredensteiner up nicely for the rebound, scores. He's got a little more hops than you realize. He's got up there. Here's Hughes, and he lays it in. So back to a 6-point game at 51-45. Hutchison across to Davison on the drive, and he was bumped. And we'll get a foul call here against Osseo's Hughes. Number 2 on Marmar Hughes, 4th team foul of the half against the Orioles as Booker comes back in to the Orioles lineup. Bezdacek will get a break. Into Pickford, no good. The tip, no good, and Booker grabs the rebound. Hughes steps up and shoots it too hard, and rebound by Davison. Probably not what Osseo was looking for there, but he felt he had a little bit of an opening. Davison on the drive was fouled. He will head to the free throw line. Going to be Hughes again, picking up 2 in a row here. He gets his 3rd foul, and Davison will shoot free throws. And free throw is good. So Davison had missed his first 2 free throws, but makes that one. second one is also good. So back to an 8-point lead here for Maple Grove as a timeout is taken.
I would imagine after that last possession of Osseo's, they're going to look to get that ball inside. I think, like you said, probably not the possession they were looking for. 6-point game. And Hughes comes down, and he was open, yes, but I think you're looking to get that ball inside, maybe, you know, another post-up opportunity or an inside-out, kick-out, something like that, a little bit better possession. So we're getting to the point where each possession now becomes a little bit more valuable, so big possession here for Osseo.
A little over 7.5 to play and an 8-point lead here for the Crimson. They led by 5 at halftime. As you might expect, a pretty sizable crowd on hand for this one, even though it was moved to a Monday night. Osseo basketball as we come out of the timeout as they inbound to Hughes. Page coming to the top to gather it here. Now Booker looking inside for Nelson. Nelson up off the glass and good.
There you go. Great possession. Couple of up picks and got him in a good position there. Good post up. And
coaches love that one. What they drop in the huddle works, right?
Right.
Here is Horton driving. Cut off though. Now Davison sees a little opening, drops it off to Horton, no good. And out of bounds, it will stay with Maple Grove. Davison might have missed Pickford there, cutting down the lane. Now Horton with it at the top. Davison, a little stutter dribble there. Now Horton thought about it. Davison will step back from the corner and rains it down. Back to a 9-point game. Nelson coming out high to get it now. Tyson with Hutchison right up in his jersey there. And there is Page knocking down a 3 for Osseo. But that was a big hoop. They really needed that. They can't afford to just continue to trade hoops right now. So they're to within 6.
well, and especially with Davison starting to heat up a little bit, you got to make sure you have good possessions on the offensive end.
Horton will shoot the 3. It's way short. And Hughes. Booker lobbing it for Nelson. Layup good again. They've gone to the well several times. His 4th basket this half. 4-point game. If Maple Grove thought they were going to kind of put him away, Osseo said no way.
Yeah, some great adjustments in that timeout by Coach Tyson.
Bredensteiner driving baseline, no good, but he'll go to the line. That can be the problem when you're getting up hard to pressure on D, is if you don't move your feet, sometimes you get your shoulders turned and can get by him, and that's what Bredensteiner had right there. Bezdacek will come back in here for Osseo, and Booker will check out. Second one no good, and Nelson rebounds. Underneath, Horton knocked it away over to Hutchison. So Osseo an empty possession there as they turn it over without getting a look. Back across to Horton and now Hutchison. Davison driving it down the middle and layup wouldn't go. Horton rebounds and scores. Seven-point lead here for the Crimson as we approach 4 minutes. Once again, they lob inside. This time Pickford trying to pick it off, but they call a foul on Bezdicek here.
Oh.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was trying to get the ball back. You're kind of figuring, you know, the offensive guy generally gets that call, but it was already intercepted really by the time that he fell into Pickford. His third, and it will be the 7th team foul, so Pickford will go to the free throw line. Free throw is good. And Pickford knocks down a pair. So back to 9 now at 61-52. Tyson cutting down the lane, banks it off the glass and good. And a quick timeout taken by Tim Tyson. 7 now in the game for Zach Tyson, but again, they've done a pretty good job of you know, keeping him from getting a lot of open shots.
Yeah, he just has not gotten a lot of space. The 1-3 that he got was on a screen down by Sinan over in the corner. He did a nice job of flaring, but other than that, he has not got a real good look at the 3. And he started to attack the basket more, and that's where he scored.
I think the fact that these teams know each other so well plays into this, that, you know, you don't, if you're a team that doesn't know them as well, you might sort of forget occasionally about, you know, who you got or whatever. But Hutchison, he's locked in
exactly
immediately and knows that he's going to be chasing Zach Tyson around. Osseo after this one still has Blaine and Centennial this week, both on the road. And for Maple Grove, they've got Elk River at home and then on the road against Andover to close out the regular season. And then it's playoff time. So Crimson basketball here up 7. Osseo showing a little bit of half-court trap here.
Got to start to force the issue a little bit. Being down 3.5 on the clock, they need to mix it up, maybe get a bad pass, hand deflection.
Back out to Pickford. Kind of a tough team to trap, though. They've got some good guards, obviously. And for Maple Grove's sake, I don't think they wouldn't mind. They'll do this the whole rest of the game if it's working and they're still holding this lead. And they should.
Well, and then they're in the bonus. So, and you know, Davison and Pickford are both very good free throw shooters. So yeah, it puts Osseo in a tough situation. Now they go back man.
Kind of a dangerous pass there, but it gets there. Horton getting it back out to Bredensteiner. Davison's going to stop and fire. No good. Pickford the rebound, had it blocked. Probably not really what Maple Grove was looking for, but I guess if you're Davison, you've earned the right to take that one. Tyson from the corner, and it's good. Three-pointer.
And he didn't have much room there, so that's a big shot by Tyson.
61-57 now. Maple Grove's lead cut to 4. But we are approaching 2 minutes. Davison comes out to get it. Handing it over to Bubba Horton. Horton driving, takes a very tough shot. Nelson got a piece of it. And Osseo benefiting from some questionable shots here for Maple Grove. Tyson looking to get some space. Back across, Bezdacek to fake. Now he's wide open for a 3, and it's in and out. Rebound though, good by Page. It's a 2-point game.
Both teams have done a really good job on the offensive glass too. They've crashed it hard and had some big baskets on both sides of it.
So Maple Grove seemed to be in command, up 7. They were working clock, but then Davison popping a maybe not shot that they wanted, and Horton probably taking an even worse one. And Osseo allowed to climb back into it.
So great, yeah, great pass, and then good recognition, plenty of time, just in and out, but great presence of mind for Page to be there for the offensive rebound. Cut it to 2. Exciting finish.
Page done a nice job off the bench. In this half, he has 7 points and 9 total for the game. So Osseo clawing their way back into it. I think kind of a good thing too for Osseo. I mean, granted, Maple Grove helped them out a little bit, but they didn't panic and start to take just, you know, crazy gambles for steals or decide to start fouling real early. They realize, you know, we've still got time to make this game, you know, a close one by the end.
Enough pressure, they mix it up with the zone, and then enough pressure out there. Davison took, you know, that tough fadeaway floater, and a couple of possessions where they didn't get the shot to go fall down, and Osseo capitalized.
Pickford with it out high, giving it over to Davison. Under a minute to play. Davison driving, no good, but he'll go to the free throw line. And it will be Nelson who is whistled for the foul. And so Davison will shoot free throws here for the Crimson. Free throw is good. Chance to make it a 2-possession game here if he can knock down the second one. And he does. So Maple Grove up by 4. .45 seconds to go. And timeout Osseo just before Page was launching a questionable shot there. But they'll get the ball back as a timeout had been granted. Interesting to see what Osseo's looking at here. Obviously you need 2 buckets, so you're not necessarily thinking 3, but
definitely, yeah, just take the best available shot if you can get to the basket. Plenty of time on the clock. Try to get a quick score and get a good offensive possession or a good defensive possession, see if you can get a steal and see what happens if you can't. You got to try to foul anybody but Davison.
Bezdacek will inbound here for the Orioles. Hughes handing it off to Page. Now Bezdicek. Here's Nelson, and again they get free on that screen.
Great design play by Tyson coming out of that. And now you got 2-point game.
Foul committed by Hughes. That'll be his 4th, and Davison will head to the free throw line. 22 seconds left, and Maple Grove up by 2. Free throw good by Davison. Well, early in the game he was struggling, but when it comes down to crunch time, he's going to knock it down. Again, another important second one, though, because they make it a 2-possession game. And that one spins around and falls. And a timeout taken by Osseo.
Well, I got a son that plays for Armstrong, and he said he had to guard Davis in some of it, and he said by far the toughest offensive player that he's had to guard. Just the strength, the fact that he's so smart, so intelligent, he can shoot it, he can put it on the floor left hand, right hand, and he's the guy you want with the ball in his hands at the end of the game.
So Osseo will have it in the backcourt with 22 seconds left here as they let it roll here to now Hughes. Bezdicek for 3, no good. Rebound by Pickford, and he gave it away. Nelson's shot won't drop. Page gets it back. Bezdicek over to Tyson. Tyson fires short. Davison rebounds, and he'll throw it down court. And Maple Grove hangs on for the win. 65-61. Quite a ball game here tonight. And it is the Crimson pulling out the W.
What a flurry of action there at the end.
So we'll take a timeout here and come back with more. 65-61 Crimson, our final score.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Welcome back here to Osseo. Maple Grove gets a season sweep over the Orioles here in boys hoops. It was not easy, though. We're joined by a couple of the Crimson players that helped to get it done. And Ryan Bredensteiner, how big is this rivalry and how much fun was tonight?
Oh my God, it's always a big rivalry. We're always packing the stands, and it's always a close game. It's never a blow, and it's always a great game. I love it every time.
I thought there was so much emphasis too on kind of the hustle plays, and you were involved in a lot of those. How important was that for you guys to come out here and just battle them?
Our coach always preaches that all the loose ball plays, all the hustle plays will win you games. So I knew coming in that, and my team knew that we had to get the hustle plays to win the game. So since I think we outdid them on the hustle plays, that's why we won.
Final week of the regular season and then playoff time around the corner. How excited are you for the chances for the Crimson in Section 8 to get back to state?
I couldn't be more excited. We're focusing one game at a time, but I feel like we got the chemistry this year and to do good things this year in the long run.
Thanks, Ryan, and good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you.
And Brad Davison, kind of the closer here tonight. You struggled a little bit at the line early, but when it came down to crunch time, everybody knew you were going to knock them down. How did that feel to kind of put them away?
Yes, sir. I just trusted my shot. I put countless hours, early morning, late night, with my shooting free throws, shooting my shot. So when it comes down to it, I said I trust my shot and knew it was going in.
Obviously, they're going to come out and play you guys tough. You had that 7-point lead. They battled back. But what was kind of the key or the difference, do you feel like?
It's always close against them. They're a very well-coached team. They play hard. He gets the most out of his guys. But the key for us is just persevering. It's been the key all year. We're a really tough team. We've been down quite a bit of times this year, so we're used to it, but we showed a lot of resilience, and we got back in it, and we got the win, and that's all that matters.
You guys have been ranked up in the top couple all year long. What will it take for this team to compete for a state championship?
Just keep improving every day. The biggest thing for us is confidence. We've had a great year so far, and if we just keep improving every game, every practice, we'll be ready to go. And we're really confident, and we think we can play with anybody in the state, so we just got to stay within ourselves, and we're looking forward to it.
Great job here tonight, Brad, and good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, Brad Davison and Ryan Bredensteiner, Maple Grove Crimson, as they get the victory here over Osseo tonight in a close one. Again, last week of the regular season, then these teams will jump into playoff time. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. For Bart Eniger and all of our crew, MJ Wilcox, good night from Osseo.